Hello y'all, this is Prime Tron Zero Gaming, and this is part 2 of my Transformers video. Now in my last video I talked about Transformers The Last Night. In my last video I did rank it, I gave it a 10. And I really enjoyed Transformers The Last Night. It was an incredible Transformers movie. It had a great story. It had a great plot. There was a lot more to the movie. And to me, I really enjoyed it, you know, and I do want to go back and rank and to Transformers 1. I want to definitely say that you know, the Transformers 1 was a great movie. It was definitely a classic, and I give Transformers 1 a 9.5. Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, I give that a 9.6. Transformers Dark of the Moon, I give that a 10. You know, Transformers 4, Transformers Age of Extinction, I give that a 9.4. On my ranking of Transformers movies, Transformers The Last Night, I definitely have to say I give that a 10. And I enjoyed all 5 of the Transformers movies, you know. And I just had an absolute blast seeing the movies, and to this day I still watch them. I got them all on DVD, and I'm just a huge fan of the Transformers movies, you know what I mean? And there was more things I liked about them than things I didn't like about them. And I have to say, although I did rank these movies, which is just my opinion, my feel about them, what I think, and how I rank them. I don't consider these movies perfect. I don't think any movie that was ever made was perfect. Every movie has its flaw, but it also has things about it that makes it good too. You know, every movie has its flaw. There's no such thing as a perfect movie. Every movie has its flaw. And I have to say, the critics have gave the movies a very hard time. They always been negative. Also, some of the fan base of the Transformers community has been negative. They've been really hateful towards the live action movies to a degree. And I have to say that, you know, to me, as a Transformers fan, I always appreciated what they did for the movies. You know, I appreciate all 5 of the Transformers movies for what they was, what they are, and to me, I was always a fan, you know, I will always be a fan, and I'm just happy that we got Transformers live action movies to go see and to go watch on the big screen. And to me, as a fan, I like Transformers. I accepted the different versions of Transformers for what they was. Even G1, I'm a huge G1 fan, but, you know, at the same time, you know, I accept G1 for what it was. It was his own version of Transformers, you know. Just like I accept Transformers Prime for what it was, for what it is. And it was its own version of Transformers as well. And I just think the main problem with fandoms these days is that, which I'm not saying every fan, but the fans that's toxic, they don't accept the different versions of you know, within that fandom. They don't, you know, the Transformers fans, you know, the toxic fans don't accept the other versions of Transformers, you know. Not everything has to be like G1. Not everything has to be like every specific version of Transformers. It's okay if they put their own little twist to it, their own little spin on it, you know what I mean? But to me, that's what I liked about the Transformers movies. They took a lot of things from the cartoons and stuff, but they also put their own little spin on it. And what I appreciate about the Transformers live action movies is that they were their own version of Transformers. You know, they were their own versions, you know. And I could say that about G1. What I like about G1 is that it's its own specific version of Transformers. If it's, you know, it's its own specific version, you know what I mean? And that's what I just have to say, you know. It has its own, you know, style, and the robots have their own unique look to them. And what I like about the movies, even the comics, they have their own Pacific version of Transformers. And I just think that the problem with the fandom is that you don't have fans. I'm not saying you don't have fans, you have fans, but you have toxic fans that don't appreciate, they don't respect other fans' opinions. You know, they're very toxic, they're very hateful, and they just are selfish. They act very selfish. The toxic fanboys, you know, the hateful, the hate, the hate that be in the fandom, you know, the toxic fandom, the toxic fanboys. What I'm saying is that they don't respect other fans' opinions. You know, they're very toxic, they're very negative, and they just don't want to compromise. They don't want to respect other fans' opinions. They expect other fans to have the same opinion that they do, and they're not being realistic. They get caught up in their emotions, they get triggered easily, and they become very hateful. Now I have many times came across these type of fanboys, the toxic Transformers fans, and I have to say they are a pain. Now, I don't hate them, but I just wish that we can all get along, because you have some fans that I have, you know, you have some fans out there that's very respectful, there's like there's a lot of fans that I came across of that's pretty cool, that's respectful, and I respect their opinions, and they respect my opinions, and they all have their own Pacific version of Transformers, and that's cool. Everybody has their own Pacific version, which works for them, and I just feel that we gotta come together as fans, instead of being so bitter, and I think the problem is that was like sort of like a poison in the Transformers community is the toxic fanboys. I'm not saying all fans, but the section is very toxic. But also in this video, I want to talk about the Bumblebee movie. Now, in my last video, I did a review of the Bumblebee movie, and to me, I didn't love Bumblebee, but I didn't hate it. I have to say I give the movie straight up a 7.2. There were some things I liked about Bumblebee, but there were things I didn't like. But at the same time, I don't hate it. Now, did I love Bumblebee? No, I didn't love Bumblebee. But those who do, I'm okay. That's your opinion. Everybody has their own favorite version of Transformers. And I'm going to explain why I give the movie a lower rate than the other movies. And the reason why is because the robots in the Bumblebee movie, to me, didn't look that believable. They look too cartoonish, they look too animated, and they look blocky. They look too blocky. And to me, I have nothing against, movies doing things differently. But I just got used to the robots looking the way they did in the last night, and I just liked it, that Pacific style of how the robots looked. I felt like in the previous movies, not just the fifth movie, but even the first movie, the robots looked more realistic. It was a good blend between the robots looking like Transformers, but also looking more believable, looking more realistic. And in the Bumblebee movie, they just didn't look realistic enough. They didn't look that believable, and I just felt like the plot wasn't all like that. Now, there were things I did like about Bumblebee, and I liked it, the Cybertron action part. I liked it, the opening scene, that looked really cool. That was well done. It was shot very good. But I just felt like the Bumblebee movie didn't have a lot of action in it. It was more, it seemed a little bit more slow-paced. But we also got some new characters in the movie, which was cool. We got Blitzwing, and we got Cliffjumper, which was cool. Also, what was cool is that they had 80s music in Bumblebee, and that was cool. But I just feel like, compared to the other movies, I felt like the score in The Last Night and in the previous movies was just more epic. They put a lot more effort into the previous movies, I felt like, and I just felt like the robots looked more better, And I just feel like, you know, the robots didn't look that believable. Like when they show Soundwave in the Bumblebee movie, it was cool that he injected Ravage. That was cool, but he looked too animated, you know. And that's just my opinion. That's just what I think about the Bumblebee movie. And to me, it was my least favorite Transformers movie. And I have to say I give it a 7. Just like a 7.2, you know. And this is just my opinion on the Bumblebee movie. You know, there was a lot of fans I heard that liked it, and that's cool, you know, that's your opinion, you know. But to me, Bumblebee just wasn't my Transformers movie. It just wasn't, the formula wasn't the formula that I love. It wasn't the same formula that they had in The Last Night. It wasn't the same formula they had in Transformers 1, Transformers 2, Transformers 3, and Transformers 4. It just wasn't the same, you know, and for some reason it just didn't have that feel to it. It just, to me, it wasn't the same, and I disliked it, the previous movies' formula. To me, I felt like the previous 5 movies were better, you know. Bumblebee was okay. I didn't hate Bumblebee. I don't despise it, but I just didn't love it, you know. But there were some things that I did like about it, but it was more things I liked about the previous 5 movies, you know. I felt like what I liked about the previous 5 movies was that the movies were longer, there were more action, there was more characters on screen, and I just felt like the plots were more better in the previous movies. The plots was more bigger, like even in The Last Night. Like when I seen Bumblebee, I went back and I watched The Last Night, and it was just something about The Last Night that had me really hooked to it, and it was more interesting because it had more of a plot to it. It was more longer, and it was just more memorable scenes that I just love, you know. And Bumblebee, it wasn't that much scenes that was memorable to me. And I don't know, I guess because the formula in Bumblebee is just different, you know. You know, the formula is different. Plus, it's a different director. It's Travis Knight. And to me, I just liked it. I liked it. Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg's their approach on the previous movies. I liked their style more than Travis Knight's. Now, I'm not down in Travis Knight. I'm pretty sure he's a great director, and he's done a lot of other movies. And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling Bumblebee, and I still, I still feel what I feel about it. You know, I give it a 7.2, and it just was my least favorite movie. But they are coming out with a Bumblebee 2, and I have to say, I'm okay. You know, I don't know, not really sure if I'm that excited for Bumblebee 2, but I heard that it's going to be an Optimus Prime and Bumblebee buddy movie.